How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the latest Pokemon rumors, that kind of stuff. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this post right here on 4chan. This came out not too long ago. It's a bit of a strange one, but basically, it is a giant post just listing a ton of stuff that apparently will be in Pokemon Legends EA. Keep in mind, when I cover these things, it is all just hearsay, so there is no guarantee that any of this is real, but it's just something fun, to talk about before we get to the actual proper, information and news. But let's see what this post has to say, though, which is the following. It starts off saying that the starters are going to be Snivy, Scorbunny, and Poplio, which is a little bit strange because I think the most recent information, I could be wrong again, you guys can correct me in the comment section down below, but I think the actual guy who leaked the massive Game Freak leaks, I think he confirmed that it was going to be the regular starters and it's not going to be any special starters like there was in Legends Arceus. So I don't know. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on that one. But he says Snivy, Scorbunny, Poplio. I can live with that. Scorbunny's cool, Snivy's cool, Poplio, I can live without. I'm sorry to all the Poplio stands out there, but it is what it is. Then he says the game is set in a rather more modern-looking era, which is confirmed, I think, by the actual leaker guy who leaked the massive files. But apparently, looking era with a normal starters selection like usual games. So the starters are the usual Kalos ones, but at the beginning of the game, they got stolen. So the female professor gives you a different choice with Pokemon she brought from another region. That would actually be a really cool idea. That would be really interesting. And then it could be possible because they were stolen, maybe by your rival or someone else. Similar to what Silver does in Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. He steals, one of the starter Pokemon. What if somebody actually stole all three of these and then you get to battle those evolved versions of them later down the line? That'd be so cool. But he says apparently the final stages are Serperior, which is going to have a new form that's going to be Grass Electric. Cinderace is going to have a Fire Fairy type. Nothing special there. And Primarina is going to have a Water Ghost type, apparently. It looks like a Gen 6 Hex Maniac, apparently, on Primarina, I'm guessing, which is cool. So the Hex Maniac, of course, not important, but just a character that is present. There's a whole story about the Hex Maniac from Pokemon X and Y. By the way, they then say the story involves a multiverse situation. Man, we are getting so much multiverse, dude. We have so much multiverse. We got Marvel multiverse. We got Rick and Morty multiverse. Shit, even JoJo's got a multiverse. Point is, there's a lot of stuff. But either way, they say that the protagonists are from another universe, BO13. I guess that's the universe they're referring to, and found themselves in a new one, BO24. Listen, it's not that crazy to actually think this could be real because they've already messed with the idea of multiverses in Pokemon. They did that in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, of course, and just Sun and Moon in general, if you guys remember, with the Ultra Space and everything. So they have messed with the idea of alternate timelines a few times already. They've even messed with time travel. If you guys don't remember, Celebi is the time travel Pokemon, and you literally could time travel back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver to see Giovanni interacting with Silver in the past. So it's, again, not that crazy to assume that this could actually happen. So keep that in mind and bear that in mind. Either way, they say that apparently 20 new Megas, 19 new regional forms, and 12 new Pokemon will be introduced. So 20 new Megas, that's a big number. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case, though. 20 seems like a large number for new Megas. And also 19 regional forms on top of 20 new Megas and 12 new Pokemon. Listen, that's almost like a grand total of what do we end up at? Put it on over there, it's 20, 40, 50, 51 forms / mega / alternate, brand new Pokemon. 51 is a lot, man. That's a lot. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think they're gonna do that. It's not really a tendency of theirs to really do that. They don't tend to do this, okay? If I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't tend to do this. So just gonna leave it at that. They do also say, though, there is a phone-like map in Arceus, and it's called the Z Phone. Okay. A phone-like map. That's not that crazy to assume. And it's called the Z Phone. Okay, cool. That seems, again, very reasonable. He says that all the Pokemon that have a Mega in X and Y and ORAS are in the Pokedex. Okay, fair enough. They also then continue on saying that the Pokedex is larger than Arceus and still has requirements and quests like before, but it's not written on paper. It seems in this new universe, no one has ever completed the Pokedex yet. Well, that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Riding Pokemon are back and function similarly to before. They resemble real-life vehicles, but with a twist, like an steel-electric split evolution of the regional form of Clink, resembling a 1800s bike. Okay, fair enough. The game is divided in 3 big regions: Central, Coastal, and Mountain, which are formed by 2 out of 3 little regions. 2 out of 3 little regions, each for a total of 8. Okay, so each of them are 2 to 3 little regions, each for a total of 8. So basically, 3 different locations: Central, Coastal, Mountain, and then split all of those from a total of 8 into, separate parts of each. So, for example, the central area could have 3 parts, and then the coastal could have 2, and the mountainous one could have another 3 to make a total of 8. Yeah, it makes it for 8, yeah. Either way, each little region has a problem to be solved. Makes sense. It's going to give you some gameplay to deal with, right? Regarding a Pokemon gone crazy. Okay, so we have Berserk Pokemon. Among the new Megas, we have the new starter forms and 4 of the gone crazy Pokemon that play as the big boss. Okay, now ZYGARDE obtains a new Mega alongside Magcargo, which is Fire Steel, Florges, as well as Xerneas, Fire Psychic, okay, and Yveltal. Okay, so Florges, we don't know what's going to have. Xerneas, apparently Fairy Psychic, and Yveltal, unknown. At some point of the game, you can catch various legendaries like the Gen 3 Trio. Okay. Wait, Gen 3 Trio. We're talking about Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, I'm going to assume, yeah. You can catch the Tapus from Alola, okay, brought there by a portal. So, again, Ultra Wormholes, not that crazy. A new Tapu is catchable. Tapu Waruru, Japanese name. Waruru, which is a fairy dark type, resembling a wolf. So that actually sounds pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. Seems the other Tapus are there to stop it because it's the guardian deity of rebellion. Okay, fair enough. Then they say that apparently the A in ZA, so the letter A literally in the logo here, so the letter A in ZA is a new Pokemon that is driving the other Pokemon crazy inside of this game. Apparently it's called Alnarok, which is a steel dragon type that has a Mega as well. It's the opposite of ZYGARDE and wakes up when the world has to be brought back to 0, or I guess reset in some form. Apparently Alnarok is the other 50% of ZYGARDE turned into something else. So it's just a part of ZYGARDE? Is that's what this is implying, I guess? Okay, I don't know what else I can say about that. Fair enough. They say that apparently Mega ZYGARDE is totally different from the 100% form and is a mix of humanoid with dragon and animal features. It has horns resembling a Viking of some sort, and the 10% form and the 100% forms aren't in the game. Okay, resembling a Viking of some sort. Had the 10% form and the 100% form aren't in the game. Okay, interesting. So there is going to be a new form, but it's different from the 100% form. Has a humanoid feature, okay, dragon and animal features as well. It has horns, resembles a Viking of some sort. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Yveltal and Xerneas and ZYGARDE are apparently driven mad by the presence of the A Pokemon, or I guess Alnarok, how it's called during the game. So during the game, they call it A. You have to then it's not tight. Jeez, damn, bro, we're getting sussy. You have to fight them in the Mega form to free them. Okay, cool. Then they say the Druddigon has an evolution, Dragon Fairy. That is the riding Pokemon for flying. Flying is a proper one, and not a long glide like in the past. Apparently, there's also Pancham evolving into a regional variant of Pangoro, which is a fighting psychic type. And then the riding Pokemon for climbing, or rather floating, since it gives you the ability to glide and climb like it's levitating on the spot. Okay. Now, if you pre-order, you can obtain the Volcanion catchable mission. So, fair enough. Again, sounds pretty freaking cool. A lot of this stuff doesn't sound that crazy. I mean, most of it is a little bit on the nose, but it doesn't sound that crazy where I wouldn't believe it being actually real. Highly possible it is, highly possible it is real. That's what I'm going to get to. It is highly possible that it could be real. But who knows? There's always a possibility it's not real. So we'll see, right? We'll see. But that's not the only thing for today, guys. We also have this other post that came out very recently. I think literally yesterday of me making this video. It could have been yesterday. Actually, no, this is an older one. So this is a more recent one. Sorry. No, actually, both are old. Man, these are hard to keep track of. So this is also a bit of an older rumor, but here's what it has to say, though, which is a bit more interesting, right? So it says, Legend ZA trailer in January. Now, it was supposed to be in October, but was pushed back. They're apparently using the same trailer, but altering things slightly. Here's what I know. So I already spoke about this in my last video, but there's a lot of people saying this now, that because of the whole massive leak that happened, that there was a pushback of the trailer, most likely, which is highly possible, okay? Like, it is very much a possibility. Like, there's a very high chance that that could be true. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is confirmed, but it is highly possible. Then they point out and say that it shows us basically, or rather, starters are going to be revealed. They are the Callow starters, and they're all on a table looking at the protagonist, and they reach out for one of them. Think of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Yes, all right. So I have covered this. I have talked about this. This one just goes through about just about the same stuff we've already spoken about. However, this is the rumor I want to actually show you. Sorry, the images kind of confuse me here because they're very similar. But if you guys haven't seen this rumor, just an FYI, it mostly goes through and just says that. Well, we can just read through it really quickly. Basically, starters are going to be revealed. They're Callow starters. They're all on a table, and you reach out to them, like in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which of course is when, you know, the Pokemon reacts to you. Shows riding through the city on a go-go, can't jump or anything, though it's basically used as a form of getting around the city quicker. It also shows fast travel for the city, which is like a taxi service, which is similar to what they did in X and Y's. It's set 15 years after Kalos, and the trailer has multiple characters returning, Sycamore and Serena, to name a few, but they look obviously older. Graphics are very similar to Scarlet and Violet, but the UI is the same as Legends Arceus. Sprites used, PC box, etc. are all the same. Shows catching Pokemon in the city. There's an expanded Lumios, but areas are expanding into haven't been secured yet, and this is where you catch Pokemon and also find bosses. It is your job to secure the areas to help with the expansion, but the evil team tries to stop you, as they believe humans are forcing their way into Pokemon's ecosystem, which is why they end up trying to summon Zygarde. Returning Pokemon include Pidgey, Mininkada, Mime Jr., Zigzagoon, Patrat, to name a few. The UI shows the abilities and held items are returning. The trailer is being dropped a week after the Rayquaza event ends, which is like, I think, the 6th of January, if I remember correctly now. That's when the Rayquaza event ends. So yeah. Now, let's move on to the other actual rumor from today, I think. I think this is from today. Yeah, 3rd of December. Holy crap. So yeah, here we go. Legends ZA February 2024 leak. So he says, Sycamore, no longer professor. That's it. They also include an image here. That's supposed to, I guess, be a leak of a Pokemon or something. I don't know. It doesn't tell me anything, but yeah. Apparently takes place after X and Y. Okay, fair enough. That would make sense. Lumios function similarly to the terrarium. Okay, so I guess like man-made kind of artificial locations you can kind of, like with artificial land and stuff, you can explore. Linear story, but the game can be completed in any order depending on what points you earn. Okay. 6 boss Pokemon, so I guess linear story, but you can complete it in any order depending on what, I guess you can kind of, like, it's the story is linear, but I guess you get to approach it in different ways. I don't know. It's a bit odd. 6 boss Pokemon. They're enraged Mega Evolutions titled as Royal Pokemon. Again, very just general concept that we heard a lot of people suggest. Trainer ranks from PLA return. You start off as Baron and Baroness and end as a Grand Duke and Duchess. Okay. Story revolves around the ultimate weapon secretly being commissioned to power Lumios using infinity energy. Okay. The ultimate weapon eventually breaks, which causes radiation to disperse. This sends the ecosystem into disarray and mutates both Xerneas and Yveltal. Zygarde cells scattered throughout the region come together to form the complete Zygarde, which tries to take on the... Yeah, I don't think they're going to call it Axis Xerneas and Axis Yveltal. That's got some undertones right there I'm not going to go into. You must help Zygarde undergo Mega Evolution and save the region. Only 3 new Pokemon and just a few regional forms. Regional Dreadnought Evolution, Regional Wimpod Evolution, Noivern Evolution. There's a good amount of new Mega Evolutions, and there is a pre-release bonus called the Excursion Pass, which allows you to leave Lumios and explore a little bit of Kalos, including the power plants and routes to encounter more Pokemon. This item can be spread via infrared. Okay, so apparently it's like a day 1 DLC thing. Really? That would be a pre-release bonus. Okay, so it's not like pre-order bonus. But yeah, okay, fair enough. So you can customize your starter Pokemon or Kalos starters. That would be fun if you could. An experimental change is added. Some of your choices matter and impact the ending of the game. But wait. Hold up. You said linear story. But I guess a linear story could have different endings. Fair. Maybe I'm overreacting. But it is a bit odd that you said some of your choices could matter and impact the ending of the game to a certain degree. Some character opinions of you change and are impacted by your trainer's style. Now, some megas are post-game events only, have no relation to the story. Shiny Rayquaza is transferred from Scarlet and Violet and can mega evolve and has an in-game bonus. that sounds very realistic. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, guys, that's pretty much those rumors. I don't really think there's much else in regards to these to really say. As for my opinion, most likely these are BS. There's always a chance they could be real. Keep in mind, we are like in weird territory right now where we've had a lot of fake mixed in with real, especially in recent time. But at the end of the day, this is the only thing we really have to work with right now, and we still have to wait because remember, we do know based on Ridlaku, as he said, that's it. We're not really gonna expect anything for the rest of December. December is just usually when there's no news. It's vacation time for Game Freak and everything. So there's nothing to be expected now. But he did say that, well, 25 is the Ikaku year. So next year is, of course, all about Legends EA all around. You would also know something about the Visa stuff on 22725. Looking forward to it now. So Visa stuff could be related to Pokemon Home, or that could be also related to the next generation games. I don't really know. He says, well, would or might. Not quite sure of the announcement date, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Things are always tentative, but we're not expecting anything for the rest of the year in itself, but there's always a chance something could drop. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out and bye-bye.